Hey y'all, God bless, and good evening. I want to kind of tell my story. This is a 10-minute thing. I don't want to be one. I don't know how long a video needs to be or what, but I know that my story's a lot. So I may not be able to fit it all in, but I'm going to try to give you guys a short and condensed version, and feel free to message or comment or anything you feel. My goal in all this is to use my story to help at least one person feel less afraid or less alone. Autoimmune, chronic illness, it's all very scary. And it's something that none of us plan. It just kind of happens. So, yeah, I basically just want to tell you guys kind of what happened to me, and go from there. So, multiple things, a lot occurred in not even a year. My symptoms started May of 2020. April of 2021, I had a diagnosis because I was just, majority of my organs were being attacked, and I had gone completely blind in an eye. This one right here, yeah, she's just for show. We like to keep her around. She don't do nothing though. She does none of the work. But so all that being said, I'm just gonna kind of try to quickly go over these symptoms that I experienced and stuff. I can do more in depth if that's what people want. I just need you guys to interact and tell me what you would like to know. I'm really just trying to go with God's lead, and I feel like I'm being led to do the whole video thing. So, who knows what the plan is? I'm just trying to be a good and faithful servant here. So, May of 2020, I started experiencing debilitating issues with my hands out of nowhere. I would wake up and not be able to use them. They would be so stiff, swollen, red. My husband would have to get up with me and run hot water on them because I couldn't even open a doorknob. I couldn't dress myself. That started, I want to say about May of 2020, maybe June, but I feel like it was May. I started having bouts with my blood pressure getting high. I thought it was just my job stressing me out. A lot of stuff looking back now, I wish I wouldn't have just dismissed it. I highly recommend, if you think you're having issues, please pay more attention to them. I started having random fevers that didn't make any sense. I would have these spells. I know in September of 2020, I had the first one, and it was like I was at work, and I thought it was my blood pressure. It was like I just started seeing stars, and that lasted for like 5 or 10 minutes, and I was like, wow, I guess my blood pressure's high because I'm stressed out. So that was in September. Well, then, along with all the pains and stuff that I was dealing with, by December, the month of December, I had strep throat twice. I had whooping cough. I had the flu. I had pneumonia, which the pneumonia was just like a thing, which it turned out it was, I don't think it was ever pneumonia. It was lupus attacking my lungs. But I also had the thrush, which down south we call it the thrash, and you take your baby to the conjure lady because the babies get it. I didn't even think adults could get it. It was from where I was being given a lot of antibiotics because we thought that whatever was going on was treatable. At the time, I didn't have insurance, so I was just going to a doctor that, you could pay a little bit to see, and they would help. So, all that happened in December. Well, the whole month of January, I was walking around barely functioning. I mean, I was in so much pain. We thought I had rheumatoid arthritis. The doctor that was trying to help me was thinking it was rheumatoid arthritis. So we were considering trying treatments. But February 8th, I believe, was the date. I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was running fevers. I could not. I worked at Walmart, and you know, I walked a lot. I couldn't walk from the front of the store back to the time clocks because I'd be so out of breath that my chest was hurting so bad. I mean, I couldn't handle it anymore. So I left that day and went to the emergency room, and I never made it back. I tried to go back one day and made it like 30 minutes, and I was too sick. I couldn't. My body just could not continue. The month of February of 2021, I was in the ER almost daily from February the 8th to that whole month. I was going to the one in Opelika, Alabama. They were very dismissive. I would go in there and cry and beg for help. I was running fevers. This pneumonia or whatever it was just was continuously coming back. I had fluid on my lungs. They sent me home that day, the last time I went, and they wanted me to see a pulmonologist. The pulmonologist wasn't going to be able to get me in until June or July. This is February. So I had somebody say, please try a different emergency room. And I went to LaGrange, Georgia, and praise God for Wellstar and the fact that they listened. So I had is it a pulmonary? No, not pulmonary. A pleural effusion. A really bad one on the left side and partial on the right. And I started going to the hospital in LaGrange, and they were helping me. You know, they were trying to figure out what was going on. They were going to get me in like a week with a pulmonologist. Well, I got worse, and so my mom took me. I had gone completely blind in my left eye at this point as well. That's a story that I need to tell on its own. But my mama basically took me to the hospital and was like, I need the pulmonologist to come down here now and talk to my daughter. And they brought a pulmonologist in, and when the pulmonologist himself looked, he said, no, we're admitting her now. She needs a thoracentesis. I don't know how she's still alive. So I got put in the hospital, and first thing next morning they did thoracentesis, which is where they take a small needle, stick it in your back, and they suck all the fluid off. And they got a container about this big. I think it was like 90 milliliters. Could have been 900. I don't know. I have a picture of it. If you want to see, just holler. No, I'm just playing. But I do have a picture of it though. And I mean, as all this is going on with the lung issue, I had also gone blind in my left eye. We thought I had a retinal detachment, so they were sending me back and forth to a hospital in Atlanta. The doctor in Atlanta was like, this is an autoimmune disease. And then around the same time, the test started coming back from my lung issue, and the doctor, the pulmonologist, also said, this is autoimmune. We just got to figure out which one. So those kind of tests take time to come back. Well, in that couple of weeks, I started having issues with the right eye. We thought we were going to lose it. And not only had the fluid came back on my lung, but it was surrounding my heart. So ended up back in the hospital. They decided that I needed to go to Atlanta. So I spent the last week of March of 2021, first week of April of 2021 in the hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. Kennesaw, they were amazing. April the 2nd, I got out of the hospital, and the doctor called me when we were leaving. Me and my husband were pulling up to the rolling sushi bar because that's all I wanted was some sushi. And he called and said that I had systemic lupus, and that it was very severe. And I had to go, that was a Saturday, I think. I had to go that Monday to a rheumatologist. They put me on very high dose steroids, and that's where we've been. It all kind of has rolled on since then. There's a lot more detail that I could go into, but I'm doing, like I said, this is a 10-minute video, so just comments, questions, whatever, just holler at me. I'm an open book. I will be doing more videos. I'll do one about the eye itself. Thank y'all.